Welcome to number 1 Petite Street. I'm Jim Williams and I'm the host for the program today. And we have a special program because we're going to show you how to make a lamp for your dollhouse. And we're going to share some information about polymer clays. Also, we'll bring you up to date on what we've done on this dollhouse as we remodel it. And of course, make an appeal to you that you might help us pick that time period in which this dollhouse will be decorated. But right now, let's look at making a lamp with polymer clays. Today we're going to be making a lamp, and we're going to be using polymer clay to make it. And we got the design and the idea out of a book entitled Making Dollhouse Miniatures with Polymer Clay by Sue Heiser. So we're going to be using that book as our guide. And so let's move on and see what kind of tools that we need. So here we have the materials that we'll need to make our lamp. We have, of course, then we have a ruler. You're going to need this for two reasons. One is to measure things, and the directions are given in eighths and sixteenths and that. So you need that. And you'll need a marker. This is a black permanent marker, a red permanent marker to use, a couple really small paint brushes, and some super glue. Then we have a cutting tool, and you'll need a stick, and you'll see why that. Plus you'll need a pair of scissors and your paints. Here I have green paint. You could use red paint too, where you use this marker, and white paint. Then you'll also need some aluminum foil, which you'll use to bake your clay on, your clay shapes, and sandpaper, because they don't always come out perfect, but you can sand polymer clays, and that makes it nice. So those are the materials that you'll need to make the lamp. And one of the first steps would be to make the lampshade. Now, copied out of the book design of the lampshade. And then with things like crayons. Oh, and I might say after that, I have pinned on top of it, which I used to make the lampshade, parts I cut out of a, I guess a 16 ounce or so plastic pop bottle. I tried other things. I tried, for instance, overhead projector sheet, but it was not stiff enough. This is. And then after I pinned it down with the plastic over top of my pattern, then I colored in the different areas and thus produced the design. Then I cut it out and glued it together and made the lampshade. That's how you make the lampshade. Now you can probably find the design of a lampshade someplace. You don't necessarily have to have this one, or you can make your own design. We can look at the measurements on this. It's 3 1/4 inches wide. So you could make a a circle that way and then cut out a pie shape from it and design your own if you don't have one available. But I'm sure you can find one. So that's how I made the lampshade. So now we'll talk a little bit about how you go about making the different parts to the lamp. And this here's the lamp I ended up making, and it needs perfected a little bit, but you can see that it's a lamp. So let's start out. First of all, the top part is made with these two small circles, and when I'll show you, if you have a little ball, you form it in your hand, and you can take a board or whatever you're comfortable with. This, I like this ruler because it's kind of plastic and non-stick, and then you press it down, and when you get finished, you will have a nice sphere to use. And then you can shape your top thing like this and put it on, and then you have right there, you have that. For the upright part, you want to put it on a stick like this, and you'll leave that in to fire it, because these will harden if you fire them at 270 degrees, 275 degrees, for 10 to 20 minutes. I usually go about 15 minutes, and then you fire that part, and you can see the bottom, or the base, is made of two different pieces. One is pushed down and made flat, a piece like this, so it's nice and round, and you then have that piece. I'm just roughing it out, and you want to have a hole through the middle, which you can use a stick to make, because of course your cord has to come up through that hole. So, and this one, that one probably I'd have to redo because of that break there, but that gives you an idea. The top part, you cut a sphere in half. I'm not sure this particular, wait a minute, that sphere goes over there. This one here, you cut it in half, and then you can use it as that piece there. And of course you want to have a hole through that one too for your cord to come up. Now this one, you just roll it until you get the proper thickness, leaving it in there, but you have to have it through when you start. And then finally the top, you can see, which is again pressed down, so it's rounded like that. And then you add these pieces here, which are about 1/8 of an inch thick, and 4 of them round, so that your lampshade can sit on it. And those are the pieces. You fire them, and then you put them together, and if you've left a hole, like you should, down through each piece, then you're able to thread your cord through, and there you have the top, and you have your lamp. And as you can see, I had a rough one there. The one I'm showing is a little bit better, and I imagine if I continue to make them, I'll even improve it more. And that's how you make a lamp with polymer clay. Well, I hope you found that instructive about polymer clays and what you can do. There are many things you can make for your dollhouse using polymer clays. And so maybe you can investigate that, see what you can find online. Let me tell you what we've done with the dollhouse. Basically, what we have done, let me scoot this over so you can see. is that we're building on this addition, and we made doors, because one of the things that I believe is if you're going to have a dollhouse, you need to have a door, a staircase, so that if you were small enough to live in this thing, you could get to all parts of it without some person taking you and lifting you up to another level. I know a dollhouse is for play, but that's one of the things I like to do, and we'll see how we can develop this dollhouse. I know we're going to add an additional floor down below, which will be a basement, and we'll have a thing that will hold the whole thing together, and so we'll be working on that. Now, one of the things I want to do at this time is to ask you to subscribe, right? Subscribe. It lets me know that you're watching, and gives me, of course, the encouragement to go on and bring these informational programs to you. And I also want you to, if you have a comment, to share that comment with me, some ideas. As I say, one of the things that we want to do is to figure out which time period we're going to make this particular dollhouse, and we'll research the furniture and things that would be in it, and we'll make it to that time period. So I need your help to email me to make comments about it, and of course the email is 1petitestreet@gmail.com. 1petitestreet@gmail.com. So you can email me there, you can comment below, and I'd really appreciate that. And so that's the one announcement we have. Again, I'm appealing for you to help me decide what time period, and I'm going to be announcing that next week. So let me know what you'd like to see me do. And with that, I just want to wish you a creative smallness in your life, that you can make things that are small, and think small and enjoy it. And remember, this is one time as adults we get to play with clay, and we get to play with little figures, and we get to act like kids again, and that's what I like about dollhouses. So we'll see you again next week. Have a good one. Bye.